we take the simplest aim to be accomplished here, to write a MATLAB program to illustrate the decimation, which is also known by the name downsampling process here. So for that purpose, let us switch to the MATLAB environment here. So now for doing this, we are going to take the 4 values accepted from the user, so that we can have the program developed for those particular values to illustrate the decimation here. So now let us define first of all n as the variable to hold the information regarding the length of the input signal to be decimated here. So for that purpose, let us make the use of input as the MATLAB syntax, and there inside a pair of parentheses we have a pair of single quote. So inside the string single quote, always and always there it is a string printed here, so that we write as enter the length of input signal or input sequence space equal to sign coming out of the bracket and semicolon here. So as like we have capital N to hold the information regarding length of the input signal, so for carrying out the decimation process by what particular integer factor the decimation, the downsampling is to be carried out, that we need to see here. So for that purpose also we are accepting the input from the command window. So here again writing input within the parenthesis, inside there it is a pair of single quotes, there we write the message to the user to instruct or entering the decimation factor. So this decimation factor will be the integer factor here, equal to sign, finally ending with the help of semicolon here. And now for this particular illustration with the value of the length of the input signal, basically we are also needing the 2 frequency components here, and with those 2 frequency components we will generate the input sequence here. So let us have the first frequency component to be denoted by F1 to hold the information, and that will get the value assigned from the command window. So here I write input, here I mention the message that is to enter the first frequency value, ending with the help of semicolon here. Similarly we require the another variable, that is F2. So this is making the use of input command, and here we mention enter the second frequency value. So there should be the equal to sign and a space and coming out of the bracket, and then mention of the semicolon to suppress the output here. Now after this much of the information that we are taking from the user from the command window here, we require to have the representation into the discrete time domain. So the discrete time parameter should be denoted by the small n in general. So it should start at the 0, and as we have accepted length of the input sequence to be capital N, so starting at 0 it should extend up to capital N minus 1 here. Now with this discrete time variable n, we are going to generate the input discrete time sequence here. So I just comment a line to modularize this particular body here. I just write generate the input discrete sequence, So here we assign the generated input sequence to the variable small x here. Let us have generation of the first component of sinusoid with the help of the first frequency value f1 here. So I just make the use of sine as the MATLAB syntax, and inside the parenthesis I just have 2 multiplied to the constant pi, further multiplied to the frequency value of the first component accepted from the user, that is f1, then further multiplication to the discrete time variable small n. So this is the first component. Now it is added to the second, again of the sinusoidal type here. So inside the parenthesis I just have 2 multiplied to the variable, the constant variable pi, the value you know 3.14 or 22/7 here, further multiplied to the frequency component f2, and lastly multiplied to the discrete time variable small n. So ending the syntax with the help of semicolon here. So now we have the input sequence generated here. Now we have to generate the decimated sequence here. So for that purpose I just mentioned generate the decimated output sequence or output signal. So let us hold the output signal with the variable named small y here, and instead of having the decimation performed manually by the logic here in the script, here we will try to make the use of inbuilt MATLAB syntax, that is simply decimate, DECIMATE, whereas the input argument should be the signal to be decimated along with by how much interpolation factor, the decimation factor we have to perform this particular decimation process, and then the use of the filter type. Here I provide it as FIR. So ending with the help of semicolon. Now we have the input sequence as well as the output sequence both generated here. Now it should be a display of the input and output regarding the values that we have accepted as input from the command window here. So let us mention a comment line to plot the input and output sequences. So for plotting the two, here we shall be making the use of subplot. So inside the parenthesis we will have 2 rows, 1 column, assignment to the first cell here, and for the discrete time representation we shall be making the use of stem command here. If it is continuous time domain representation, it will be plot command. So n is the first input argument, the discrete time variable as defined 0 to capital N minus 1, and then there it is the signal. So now here we have the first of all input sequence to be displayed. So x, it is the variable, and here we range its corresponding length from 1 to capital N here. Then there should be labeling to the two axes. For the horizontal axis I provide the syntax x label, and therein inside the brackets and a pair of single quotes I just mention it with the time index small n. Then the another axis is the vertical axis, so I just mention the syntax of y label, and therein I put the keyword amplitude, ending with the help of semicolon here, and a brief title to this plot here in the first cell of the subplot. So it is input sequence. So now this is the plot of the input sequence before decimation here. Now we have to make the plot of signal that has been a decimated one here. So let us make the assignment to the second cell of the subplot here. So subplot 2, 1, 2, and after that making the use of another time variable. So in the discrete domain let us have it denoted by small m. So it will start at 0 and it will extend to capital N, the length of the input sequence, that it will be divided by capital M minus 1, m being the decimation factor here, the integer factor here. Then for the display to the particular portion here we are making the use of stem command, and therein we provide this time parameter defined just now, that it is small m, and there it is the y of the length here we define 1 to capital N divided by capital M here. So because of the decimation process here, the length of or the number of samples are going to get reduced by the factor capital M here. So Y is holding the decimated signal here. Now let us provide nomenclature to the corresponding axis of this particular plot here. So X label, it will be as before we have written time index small n, and then to the vertical axis we have Y labeling. So thereupon I provide the amplitude as the keyword here, and finally the title to this particular plot, here I write output decimated sequence, ending with the help of semicolon here. So I just save this particular script. As this is chapter 2, I just mentioned program 2 underscore the 9th topic 2 underscore 9 dot m will be the file extension. You see in the current directory here it is the file generated, and also the editor label has got changed from untitled to the program 2 underscore 9 dot m here. Now let us run this particular program. Now while running the particular program, it is taking us to the command window where it is saying to enter the length of the input sequence. Let us say for example the length is 80. It is further asking next information to enter the decimation factor. For example, let us carry out the decimation by the factor 2 here. Then it is asking us the first frequency component value. Let us have it 0.05. And finally the second frequency value, let us have it 0.025, hitting enter. So now you see the MATLAB window has popped up, and you find here the input sequence plotted into the first cell of the subplot here in the upwards here, amplitude versus the time index n. On the horizontal axis you see the markings of the time interval 0 to 10, then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 80 was the value we provided to be assigned to capital N as a variable. Enter the length of the input signal, we provided our answer to be 80. Then there it was enter the decimated factor. So that time we have provided our answer to be equal to the value 2 here. So now you check the output decimated sequence that has been shown below it. So thereupon you see the horizontal axis with the time index n as a parameter, the time parameter ranging from 0 to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So what it was 80, because of the decimation factor 2 it has been half. So we have total 40 samples only, and the nature of the amplitude change is remaining the same. So the amplitude changes that we used to describe by the 80 samples for the input signal here, now we are describing the same with mere 40 samples because of the decimation by the factor 2 here. The nature of the amplitude changes have been generated just selecting the two frequency values. We have provided the input values to be 0.05 for the first component and 0.025, half of it, for the second component here. Now I just close this window. Now you see the workspace that it was m is equal to 2, capital N is equal to 80, the values of f1 and f2 here. Now if I run this program again, it is again asking me the information regarding entering the length of the input sequence. If I again follow it to the value 80 and hitting enter, it is asking me enter the decimation factor. I just increase the decimation factor to the 3. Then it is asking the first frequency value. I keep it to be the same 0.05, and then it is asking the second frequency value. I keep it as like the same from the before case 0.025 and hitting enter. Now you see this is the MATLAB window that has popped up here. Input sequence, you see So it is the same input sequence, and because of the decimation factor is equal to 3, now you see we have only around 25 samples here. So here the nature of the amplitude is tried to be represented with these many samples only. So if you compare this particular output to the earlier output, you will come to see the effect of changing the decimation factor, and this is what the illustration that we can work out with the values we provide as input from the command window here.